Hi everyone, today we're gonna learn how to make Olaf. I got a bunch of emails and texts and Facebook things asking how to make him. It's really easy. So we're gonna start with white gum paste. You're just gonna make two little balls for the feet, and then you're gonna make a little bit a bigger ball. Like, it's hard to say the size because it's gonna change it if you wanna make him bigger or smaller. So you just need to learn the technique, and then you do the same thing, but you do as big as you want or smaller as you want. You just need to follow those steps, okay? So play a lot with the gum paste in your hand, because if the gum paste is kind of hand temperature, it gets easier to mold and to shape. So you're just gonna roll a ball. Try to use the palms of your hands, because if you use your fingers, you can have fingerprints on them. So you try to do with your hands. So you're gonna push down a little on the table to squish a little bit, because his first layer is not really like a round ball. It's kind of more like a oval kind of shape. So you're gonna make a ball and you squish on the sides and on top. Here we go. See, it's a little bit not like a perfect ball. It's more like a tire, I think. And now we're gonna make a ball a little bigger than that. I don't have a measurement too. I'm going by looking my cake topper. Always do that. I want to have my step-by-steps, and people say, but how much you do that? The measurement, the size, centimeters, millimeters, ounces. I write down what I'm doing it, but you always need to look at your cake topper and see what's measuring there, what's matching, if you need to be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. See, now I'm trying to do it, but the balls look the same. So what I'm gonna do, add a little bit more gum paste. And we work it all out again, because we don't want cracks or fingerprints or anything. We wanna try to make as perfect as we can. And I love Olaf. Is my favorite one in the movie. And frozen parties is going everywhere. I'm making him like, I don't know how many I made already, and I'm pretty sure, I hope you guys gonna have to make a bunch for sale or for your kids. And I hope this video is gonna help you. So we just rolling the ball again, and I'm rolling in the palms of my hands just in case. I use a cutting mat. I think it's for patchwork or something on my table, because I think it doesn't stick that much. But you guys can use granite or anything clean, of course. Now I'm gonna cut the toothpick in half, and we're gonna set on his foot. Both of them is gonna have a little toothpick, because he doesn't really have an egg structure inside. But to be sure that nothing is gonna fall off or undo, like, to be perfect, we're gonna use that. So, and that third ball, the bigger ball than we made it, we're gonna place his little foot, and now the other one right there. I'm not using egg whites or water or anything to glue, because I live in Florida and it's really humid here. Even with the AC on, it's too hot, because if I leave the AC on blasting, it's gonna crack, because it's gonna be too cold. So kind of is sticky and humid here, so we don't need that. But you can use water, or you can use egg whites or the edible glue, whatever. So I'm cutting another toothpick in the middle, just to be sure then his other piece is gonna be there. Don't forget to tell your customers, if you're making him to sell, then have two peaks inside. I know then gum paste is going to be hard as a hot rock. Everybody keeps saying, oh, but it's edible. It's edible, but nobody's going to eat it because it's so hard. But it's still, just to be free of mind, you tell them, in the cakes or in the cake toppers, I have wood skewers or toothpicks and everything, so they know if they try to do anything with that, at least you told them. Now with the black gum paste, you're gonna make 3 little tiny balls. With the black gum paste, and everybody always asks me about how I get the black, I use the airbrush paint. I think it's the easier one to get the black. It's easier to mix, because it's already liquid. I don't need to get alcohol and everything. But you also can get the powder one and just mix with any clear alcohol. If you guys want to see how to do that, just leave a comment below and I can make a video like showing all the difference between powder, like liquid and everything. It's always like white paint or black paint than everybody asking me about, because I think it's the hardest one to get it, because black tends to be like, I don't know, purple. I got purple other day. I don't know what's gonna. So with the tool or the back of the paintbrush, you're just gonna give some little dots to don't be perfect, because it's not like perfect little balls on the black part. Now brown. Now we're gonna do his hair and arms. So you're just gonna make a little snake, as I always say. If you watch any other video or read in my step-by-steps, I always say this skinny snake. And you're gonna cut, like one is almost 2 inches and the other 2 is a little bit smaller if you want the measurement, but it doesn't have a really, oh, it needs to be 2 inches. No, it can be whatever you think is cool. And then you're just gonna use this little scissor. I got that on Michael's or Joann's, and it's for sewing, but it's a tiny little scissor, and that helps a lot, because if I was using a big one, I would not be able to make little cuts like that. The blue piece of foam is a craft foam, the ones that you keep for kids, for them to play around. I always put on my cake toppers and everything to dry on top of them, because it don't stick and it's clean and everything. So that's why you guys seeing that blue piece right there. And I'm just doing exactly the same thing and the other one, cutting little pieces to give details, because it's a branch, a wood branch, so it's not like a flat or straight piece. So I'm just cutting some details right there. It doesn't have a rule, you just cut pieces. I'm just cutting where it's a little bit extra, so it's easier for me. Right there, if you guys can see it. And you just place to dry. These are the 3 parts for his hair. Every time that you're making a cake topper, try to print a picture, leave your computer on, or some picture, then you can look at that what you're making. I know that everybody knows Olaf because it's everywhere, but if you're looking at the picture, you kind of can copy better, because you see the details and everything. So you see the hair and the arms. So now you're gonna make the same thing, the snake with the brown gum paste again, but at the edge, one piece, you're gonna leave a little bit extra gum paste, because we need to mold his hands. So that's what I'm doing. I'm leaving a little bit of extra gum paste, kind of a little ball on the edge, just to be able to cut the fingers and to make cute. I don't have the measurement tool, because I go with the flow, and we're gonna put the toothpick right there, so it's gonna be a little bigger than you guys are seeing, but I'm gonna show everything, okay? So this is, you see that it has a little bit extra right there, like a little ball. So you're gonna flatten out in your fingers. You just put them together, and now you're gonna cut like always, like in my other video, how to make a hand. You're gonna cut the V shape right there. For the nails. Oops, sorry. I lost the camera a little. Oops. You're just cutting the little details again. You cut the 5 fingers like that, and the details. And now you just smooth a little bit. Be careful to don't lose the shape. And it's not like a little fingers, like really like a real hand, so you don't need to worry about the sizes. Is all over the place, but you just need 5, because he has the 5 fingers right there, and the little details to don't look like a smooth branch. And place on the phone to dry, and we're gonna do the same thing again. Let's see if this time I don't run away from the camera. We're gonna make the cut, and another and another to make the 5 ones. Here we go. Now we just smooth it out a little. Just take your time. Sometimes, if you're in a rush, it's better way for you to don't be in a rush to start making it, because cake toppers is all about details. As much details that you can make, they're gonna look cooler. So here we go. Cut the little details again. I prefer to let it dry after I put the toothpick that I'm gonna do next, before I put the Olaf together, but as I'm making the video, I'm gonna probably need to put it on. But you guys can wait. So another toothpick and a half. You're gonna need to hide the toothpick on the brown. So I'm getting a little extra brown right there, and I'm flattening it, or just to be able to kind of hide my toothpick right there. So I place there, and I'm gonna squish the toothpick right in the middle, right there. And now we're gonna roll everything together. See, gum paste kind of sticks on my mat, so sometimes I use the the Blue Craft. Sometimes if you need it, is really good, and it's really cheap. You can buy a bunch for like $1, even in dollar stores. So it's clean. So we're gonna roll that together to hide the toothpick, because the toothpick is just to hold the arm up, so it doesn't fall down, or if you need to ship to another state because you sewed it, it's not gonna break or anything. See, I lost the gum paste. You kind of cannot see anything, so we're gonna get that extra out because we need a piece of the toothpick to be able to place on his body. We need that structure, so we just get a little out, and that's the hand. And we're gonna do exactly the same thing on the hair and the other hand. Just grab another half of the toothpick and a little bit extra brown gum paste, and we're gonna repeat all over again. Right there. Place the extra and roll. Roll, 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 roll. Here we go. If you're rolling and you feel that the arm got too long, like I'm doing it, you just fold it again and roll until it gets the shape again, because you're gonna cut the excess off on the bottom, so it's fine. See, like you don't see the toothpick now, you just put the extra gum paste out of there. Here we go. And you roll again. You just be patient. I always say, everybody says, oh, what's the most important thing to learn how to make cake toppers? It's just patience. Sometimes it takes a long time for you to get something perfect as you want. Like the faces, everybody writes letters or emails saying, letters, oh my God, I'm so old. I'm not even that old, but no letters, emails. Asking about saying that the faces, the noses, the hardest part. It is. It's not always than you get in the first time. Even me, then I do that all the time. I still sometimes need to make the faces 1, 3, 4 times, because if you're copying somebody like a princess or something, they have the details. So you need to be as close as you can. So you try until you get that detail on. So I'm using the phone, as I said, because it was sticking in here. I'm placing the 3 branches of hair right there, leaving the longer one in the middle. If you look at the picture, because I'm not showing the picture, but I'm looking at the picture, so he has the long one in the middle. And then we're gonna press all together like that and roll a little bit if necessary. Here we go. Try to place like you want it to look like right there. I don't need that much toothpick for the head, but you can cut that out and just place somewhere and let it dry. If you have time, just let it really dry. But if you don't, like I'm showing the video, I'm gonna use ones not that dry, but if I prefer to let it dry. So now with the white gum paste again, we're gonna make his head. That's the most important part, I think, that because everybody loves that little face. So we're gonna make a bow. Need to be bigger than every single bow that you make for his body. So what I do, I don't have a measurement. I just roll and I check on the body if I think if he thinks is big enough or is missing something. So now it looks like a egg. So I'm gonna roll just pushing one side of the egg so we can get more like a teardrop shape. See, I'm just rolling one side. So is more like a triangle shape, because his head's kind of like that. It's not a triangle, but it's kind of wider on the top than on the bottom. So see, a little bit smaller on the bottom than on the top. There we go. Check if he's smooth and everything. So with your finger, you're gonna roll up and down, up and down, up and down to make an indentation right there, because his eyes are deeper than the rest of his face. So that's what we're gonna do right there. Make that space for his eyes. And keep smoothing everything, because when you're making something with gum paste or dough, if you're making something, you're destroying something else. So you try to keep everything in place. Here we go. I'm sorry about the lights, guys, because it's white on the white light. But I hope you guys can see everything. So now we have the indentation for his eyes. And this is a ball tool. I don't know how we call here, but it's a ball tool. If you guys can find anywhere, you let me know. I can try to leave a link below for you guys to find it. So we're just gonna make 2 little balls right there, two deep spaces to place his eyes. Right there, can you see? Because there we're gonna place the eyes. And now we're gonna do the same thing, just a little bed for where we're gonna put his nose, right there. Here we go. Right there. Now we're gonna make with another piece of white gum paste, you're gonna make 2 little balls. That's gonna depend the size. It depends on the size of his face that you're making, but you try to make 2 balls the same size that fits those little holes that you just made for his eyes. So you be sure that it's rounded, and you're gonna just place right there. Don't scratch down, just place right there. Here we go. See? I think you guys can see in this light. It was really bright, but I hope you guys can see it. Here we go. Now that's I don't know how I call. I think it's a tie tool, I guess. You're just gonna roll up and down, and to separate the mouth and the rest of his face. If you don't have this tool, if you want that tool, I can try to figure out where it is and leave a link below. Just let me know. But if you don't have it and you don't want to spend money, just get a fork or a knife that's straight and do the same thing. Just don't cut it. Just go like slowly, making that mark, because you don't want to cut. You just want to, just that separation. You see that little separation for his mouth, so you have the space to put his tooth right there. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna just crush and make a little rectangle for his teeth, and we're gonna place right under that mark that we just did it. And then you push down a little bit that top part of his mouth, so you don't see the top part of the tooth. Then you just put it there, so it seems like it's really inside his mouth. So now with this ball tool, I'm just making a little mark of his dimples. If you don't have that tool, you can use like the back of the paintbrush, then it's like that or something. It's just a little ball to mark the dimples, so he's kind of smiling. And you can try to roll up again if you lost any shape. Check if he has no marks and if everything is the way you want him to look like, right there. So you have the teeth, the smile, and the eyes. Here we go. If you lose any mark, you do it again. So now I'm making a mark for the nose again. We check if you think it's big enough for your body. I think it is. So now we're gonna make his carrot, the nose. A little orange gum paste and a piece of toothpick again. Here we go. You just make a little teared up shape, like a cone with the edge a little bit, It's not a perfect carrot if you look at the picture. And the front of the carrot is kind of a little squished down right there. So it's not like a really perfect thing. Because I don't think carrots, they all perfect. But at the picture for Olaf, he's not. And just Give some details to look more realistic. Right there. Here we go. So we have the toothpick, and we're gonna place right there between the nose and the right there. Here we go. And you, if you lost the marks because you're using your hands to place it there, you just do that again. See? Right there. And check every single other mark. If anything went out of place, be sure that the teeth is square because it's like a rectangle kind of. So the sides need to be kind of flat. So just to be sure. And his face, if he's all cute. Now we're gonna paint with the same paint that I use for my airbrush. I'm gonna just place right there with the liner. The brush is called a liner. It's a very tiny little one. We're just gonna paint the details on his eyes. Let me see if I can get closer for you guys. Here we go. It's behind the eyes. It's not on the little ball. It's where the ball meets the face. I think you guys can understand. I hope you can understand it. And now we're gonna do his eyebrows. So that's why it really helps to have the picture close to you, because you can see all the details right there. What else we need? We need his eyes. I'm gonna use this is a dot maker. If you guys don't have it too, because I don't think I bought this here in US, but if you guys don't have it, you let me know. I can try to find where you guys can find it. But again, you don't need to buy a tool for that. You can use the back of the brush or anything rounded you can use. You're just gonna make two little balls right there. So you can use anything. I'm just using that because it's right here next to me. See? He's almost there. He's so cute. So now you're gonna, with white paint, you're just gonna make a little dot. Is the light reflection, they say, just to give you a little bit more details. Here we go. And try to let the face dry, because I did that once. I was in a rush. I didn't let it dry, and then I was putting that together, and I just placed my finger right there, and that was a mess, because black paint and the white gum paste, forget it. You need to start all over again. You cannot undo that mess. And I did that, so just be careful. Let it dry, the paint first, and then you put it together. Actually, let everything dry if you can. If you're gonna let it dry to place the arms and the head and the hair, pre-made the holes, because gum paste get very hard. If you don't have the hole there, you're not gonna be able to do it. So just get another toothpick and just make the holes, and then you can place that again. But if you just want to make it like once, so like I'm doing now in the video, you can do it too. Just be careful because it's all wet, so you can lose the shape, and we don't want that after all the work. So replacing that's the problem. See, my finger is almost there in the paint and it's still wet, so just be careful. Here we go. Just try to make him be in a position that you want him to be, because once it's dry, you cannot move anymore. So you need to decide now how you want him to look like. So I'm gonna place the hair right now, but I think you guys should wait a little until it's completely dry, so it doesn't lose the shape, doesn't go flapping down because it's not dry. But I'm gonna do it right now because I want to show you guys. Here we go. Just push down right there, and you mold it the way you want to look. Here we go. It is really cool. I hope this video is gonna help you guys to make it. I also have the step-by-step on my website, www.cupandcakesgourmet.com. I have Olaf, I have Anna, I have Elsa, Christoph is coming up, and a bunch of other ones. Michael Salsky, Tinkerbell, Buzz, Belle, Angelina, Mickey, Minnie, and the step-by-steps is kind of this video, but it's not a video. Every step that I did to make the hands or the nose, I take pictures and I put the info underneath to help you guys. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys can make Olaf now. Let me know if you guys like it. Thumbs up the video. And leave some comments below then why you guys want to learn next. Thank you so much. Bye.